This is the Titan Futures 1 point a day challenge. Earning your living executing trades from the comfort of your home seems a lot more cool than most 9 to 5 gigs. Trouble is, if you don't know what you're doing, you can wreck your portfolio. But with our trading instructors, BK, Soto, and Mitchell, you'll learn how to day trade the futures market. Streaming daily, 9 to 11 a.m. Free. This is a free trading education channel. The Titan Futures 1 point a day challenge, where everybody is welcome. Get in the chat, ask us questions, learn. And now your instructors. This is BK, Soto, and Mitchell.
Hey, good morning, welcome. Thanks for checking us out here at Titan Futures. I hope everybody's doing well today. It's Thursday, October 17th. It is at, what time is it? It is 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, 8 o'clock Central. I hope everybody's doing well today. We'll kind of get started here. Just we'll see the legal disclaimers there on the live stream there on the video. Just read those for a second. Understand everything here is done for educational purposes only. No trades that we take here or talk about are to be construed as a recommendation in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so if you decide to trade, it's definitely on your own premise to do so and your own decision making and to do so. So just make sure you understand that, this is for educational purposes, not a recommendation in any way, shape, or form. Okay, guys? All right, legal disclaimers out of the way, and you can actually link to those in the description below. Okay. All right. But speaking of that, if you want to learn about who we are a little bit, just check out the description and the link below this video. Here you see the description about the channel and who we are and what we do, and we're just here to kind of talk about trading and the way we trade, and I want it to be a positive, fun place to trade and learn. So take the time to check that out and read through that and learn a little bit more about us. But we want it to be very positive very positive channel, I guess I should say, and to learn the market, at least to learn our method. But we're also very open to talk about other methods, just for the educational purposes. We like to do that. But there's 3 traders here, myself, Soto, and Mitchell. We all bring different levels of experience to the chat, and to the channel. So you'll hear all 3 of us speak. Today you won't hear Mitchell speak. He's actually in China, I believe. On a business trip, so he'll be out of pocket today, but he'll be calling us from China tomorrow. So joining in the chat, which is good. So it's very cool to have that different, all 3 of us in here kind of talking, and we love the interaction in the chat. Definitely love the people coming in, given that everybody's got a different level of experience, obviously, and everybody can bring something to the table. I firmly believe that because we all have different perspectives. So thanks a lot for that. So with all that being said, let me kind of bring in little Soto this morning. Soto, how are you this morning?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Doing all right, man. Doing well. Thanks. I guess we'll go ahead and ask the question we always ask. You any trades this morning yet?
I have not. Unfortunately, I've been triggered. Not triggered. I've been touched 2 times, bumped into 2 times, but now I have been triggered in. So I missed 2 would have been great trades, but unfortunately didn't get picked up.
Okay, no worries, right? Because there's always more opportunity, and that's the cool thing about the market. There's opportunity every day in the market. So no reason to get caught up and chase trades, because they're going to present themselves again. So if you're looking at my chart, you'll see in a 5-minute ES chart, E-mini chart. Okay, you'll see some things drawn up, and those are what they call, we call supply and demand zones around support and resistance. It's kind of the 5 tools we trade here: is price action, volume, support and resistance, supply and demand, and order flow. So you'll kind of see those here. But what you see on my chart now, you actually see that where this red line's at, you'll see all this. This was all drawn from yesterday. This is just kind of price still respecting that area, and I just left it up there for a good example of how it becomes resistance one time, it breaks through, then it comes back and becomes support over here this morning around 8:15 and 8:20. Nice little bounce there. So that was all drawn from yesterday, so a zone from yesterday. So it can still be active to the very next day. So they're fun to watch because of how they react, and that just lets us know we're drawing the zones in the right areas where money's sitting, based on order flow and things like that. So that's all cool to see that. So I'll kind of leave that up there since it's being respected pretty well. We'll kind of wait for that to get broke down a little bit more before we take it out of there. And then you'll see some zone here in the middle. That's a zone from an hourly chart that has yet to be triggered and traded today. So we'll watch that. It's also the orange line in the middle of that zone. There's the VPOC from yesterday from the volume profile. So we'll watch that. And same way with the zone down at the bottom with the green line. So the green line actually represents buyers in that zone right there off of order flow. So if price were to get down to that zone, I'd be looking to very strongly to take a long off of that price right there on the green line, but we'll have to wait to see if price wants to get down there and what the rest of our tools are telling us. So that's kind of what's on the chart this morning. We'll go over some zones here that have drawn recently and then go through those. But let me kind of read this chat here. Paul said, "Good morning, guys. Point made at 8:05 off the 710 candle. Cool. Let's check that out here real quick. So at 7:05. Let's see here. Let me see. At the, 8:05 off the 710 candle. Okay, let's do that. All right. So he had a this doji candle right here. Paul drew. So let me go ahead and move that, and I'll draw that zone just real quick so we can see that. And Paul made the trade at 8:05. Made his point there. Nice job, Paul. Good job. There's a good zone there at 98.75. So let's see there. Yeah, that was a great entry right there. Good job, Paul. Looks like you took maybe 1 or 2 ticks of heat there. So nice job. Nice point. So very good job, man. All right. So that's kind of Paul's first trade of the morning. So good job. Thomas Skinner, hey man, cool. Thanks for being here. First off, I appreciate that. So love the videos. That's great. I appreciate that. And Thomas says, keep it up, guys. Will do. Very very much appreciate that, man, for checking us out and giving us that encouragement. We try to keep it very simple. So I'd love to hear any other feedback you might have there. But thanks for checking us out, man. Sure do appreciate that. All right. Yep. So nice job, Paul. Yeah. All right. So now we kind of let's go ahead and look at some current zones we might have this morning. Well, let's do one more thing first. Let's look at news. Let's check to see if we have any news coming this morning. We got the Philly Fed. It was at 8:30 this morning. So that created some movement, I'm assuming. It was a negative number at Philly Fed at 8:30. So let's check out 8:30. A little bit of movement, not much, right? But just a little bit is right around that bounce on that red line there. That was basically the news bounce. So not a lot of movement on that Philly Fed Manufacturing Index report there, even though it's negative by quite a bit. We don't have any negative movement yet. So we'll definitely watch that around the open. Building permits were already out. They're up positive. That's good. We have 11 o'clock. We have crude oil inventories. So we're going to need to watch that. Then after that, it's not till 2 o'clock. And we got more news and FOMC members speaking there. So not going to worry about that. Okay. So we got industrial production getting ready to happen at 9:15 this morning. It's just a medium flag, so I don't expect it to be too much of a market mover itself either. So we just have to kind of be patient and watch and see what happens, how the market and how the retail traders want to take in the Philly Fed report. It's at 5.6. It was forecast to be 7.3, so we're down to 5.6, which is a negative number. So it's supposed to be a high impact, but we'll see, because I don't see it reflected so far in price this morning. So it might be a delayed reaction when the big boys come into town around 10, but we'll wait and see. Okay. Housing starts are down, building permits are up though. So a lot kind of going on this morning, but nothing just major, which is always good. All right. So with all that out of the way, let's talk about some zones and some trading. So Soto, what do you got, man?
All right, well, the most obvious and closest to us right now is the 8:35 candle. That's a demand zone. We got 2 touches at the very top there. We just got a touch there and a touch in the previous at 9 o'clock. Right now I'm sitting at I'm sitting at 99.5 right now.
Okay, hold on. Tell me. Hey, I'm sorry. Tell me your zone again at 835. You said.
Yeah, 835.
835. You got a demand zone.
Correct.
Are you talking about 840? As a hidden zone?
It's a hidden zone, but mine says 835. But you're right. It is 840.
Yeah. Okay. 840.
No. Oh, why?
I got 840 on mine.
No, whatever. Yeah, you got it right. It's something you're right. They're right there. Yeah. But for some reason, mine is saying it's 835.
Okay, well that's fine. Yeah, no worries.
But
that right? It's right there. It's that area. Yeah. Oh, let me
Yep.
say that. Hold on, real quick. We've added another video to the right side there. It's a hidden supply and demand zone video that Soto made yesterday. Did a very nice job on that. So I've posted that to the chat. So watch that as well when you learn, because some of our subscribers are kind of confused on the hidden supply and demand zones. So we made a video, or Soto made a video of that yesterday for us, and so I posted it to the chat, and it'll be posted to the channel later today. But it's to the chat here to the right hand side. It's the last video there. So take a few seconds to read that, and then and have a look at that. Yeah, Thomas, thanks, man. Yeah, check that out and look at that. He did a nice job there, kind of explaining the hidden supply and demand zones. All right, and how they're marked up. Okay. All right, so this is what we actually have marked up this morning right here is a hidden demand zone. It's bouncing off the top there, so potential there, but I'm not trading it yet here.
Okay, yeah. For some reason, my NinjaTrader, there's something wrong because it's like showing now. I spread the price out and it's showing the 840, which is correct, but right next to it, I mean, just like at the beginning of the bar, it's showing 835 in the same bar. So there's something kind of going funny here.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's so 840 candle.
Nice.
I got it priced at 99.5 right now.
You got an order at 99.5?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And what's your basis for that order right there at 99.5?
Well,
why are you deciding to put it there?
Right. Originally, I had it at 3 flat. I mean, a 0 flat there, or a 3,000 flat. I didn't get picked up. So, but the second time, I had to go deeper. So I went one tick deeper, and I didn't get picked up because we had the double bottom there. And when we get that, when we get the double bottom, I got to go a little deeper into the zone. So I'm just looking at touches and support and resistance. And if you go back several days, I'm sitting right on a support and some resistance there from October 15th. So that's why I chose that spot right there.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Unless you think I need to move it.
No, you're good, man. You're good. No, I mean, you know how to trade, so you feel that that's the area you need to be. That's the area you need to be, man. No problem with that. We'll talk through that, obviously, when price gets close to that. A little bit closer to it, we definitely talk through it, but for time being, I think you're good, man.
Okay. Oops. And then we got the candle, and if I'm wrong, it's because of this NinjaTrader thing here, but 755 zone.
Okay, hold on. Give me just a second here. I'm putting our tools up there.
All right. Just let me know when you're ready.
You don't have to pitch a fit about it.
No, it's just that I would think that you would come in early in the morning around 5 a.m. and do this, have everything set up.
Yeah, you would think so, wouldn't you?
No,
hey, man,
I'm kidding, bro.
I know you are. But I should have had this up already, but I didn't.
Yeah.
All right,
you got to figure a way to. Of course, this is the guy that I can't even figure out why my time bars are incorrect, but.
All right. So there's our tools of trade, guys. Sorry I didn't put those on there till now, but price, action, volume, support and resistance, supply and demand, and order flow. So we want to watch all those and make sure that they're are on there ready to roll. So sorry about that. But yeah, you said, all right, let's go back to the Soto. You said the 705 candles. Did you say that, or 710?
The 750.
Oh,
or potentially
750.
Yeah. Or potentially 755.
Yeah, 755. Yeah, 755.
Yeah, so there's something wrong here. So yeah, 755 candle. So that doji there.
Yeah, that's definitely an area of supply. Prices bounced off the bottom of that, and that's what started the origination of the move to the downside here. Just price bouncing off of that. Did you get into that trade?
It's coming into my trade right now. I know I'm sitting at 99.5.
Yeah,
so I'm not in the trade. We got volume decreasing. It just touched me, but it didn't pick me up. And it looks like it's gone without me here.
Yeah, that's all right, dude. Plenty of trades left. Plenty of time to trade.
Yeah, that's the third one today. There's something going on here.
Well, that has nothing to do with. I mean, that's just you're putting orders at the right spot. It's just they're just not getting there, and that's okay.
Yeah,
and be patient. We know that it's our pre-market even, so just be patient. It's gonna come back and get you. It looks like maybe.
Yeah, I gotta move it down now. Let's see, 345. Yeah, I gotta move it down. So I'm at 99.25 now. So.
All right.
And what happens is we got that support there from back in the day, and it just broke through it. It just touched me again. And the reason I had to move it down is just because once you get touched and it takes off without you, get some rejection. I believe that it's going to want to go deeper, right? And so you don't know how much deeper it's going to want to go. So to be conservative, I think you should move it, at least a tick or two down from that price. Now, obviously, I moved it a little too much. No worries, I missed the trade, but what I didn't want is to be heavy and then take me out. So.
You're fine there. Remember, we do have a hidden zone here that down here at the 820. Okay, so we'll draw that zone for you. We have a demand zone here off the bounce of this red line from earlier, the one we had from yesterday, the line that was drawn from yesterday, but we have a hidden zone there still. So there's a lot of support right through here. So prices will get down in here. We just have to find the right area to trade it out of, and I think a good area is actually right there at 97.5. To be honest, if price wants to get down into that. I think that's possibly a good area to look to take a long trade out of. If it gets through your zone, it might push through your zone. It's already rejected out of your zone nicely, so that's one thing. This is what real time does for you. So if you would have got in at the zone that Soto's pointed out here at 840, if you'd have got in down here at the bottom, where he wanted to originally get in at was with 99.5, he'd have made his point, because intra-bar price rejects out of there, and you might not see that after the fact, because I believe this is probably going to close through this zone and push through it, but in real time, had you got in at 99.5, it would have already given him his point, because it did reject and go higher, but now it's going to close back down. Probably most likely, I think it'll probably push down a little bit lower. But in real time, that's the reason taking trades in real time is very important, not after the fact, so but I do believe it's probably going to come on back down a little bit into this hourly time zone again, our hourly it was a supply zone, but now it's been flipped to be a demand zone, at least in the interim right here. So and that's where this big orange sideways bar that I've got going across here, it's a zone. It's just drawn off your NinjaTrader tool there with the red line. So that's a demand zone at the current point in time. It's acting as a demand zone. It was a supply as of yesterday, and you can see it rejected as a supply, but it also supported it as a demand. So right now it's acting as demand. So I think price is going to get back into that area and give us another opportunity to go long. For a quick short trade, a quick long trade. So we'll kind of watch that and hang out for a few minutes and watch that. All right. All right. So all good. So Paul, one trade this morning thus far, I guess, I'm assuming. Paul's trade was nice this morning. Yeah, like I said, if you're up early in the morning, between 6:30 and 8, you usually get a really nice opportunity for one of our setups to trade. So it's really kind of an easy point there. If you can get up in the morning, you can kind of see that. I had the first one drawn this morning right here at 6:50, and it was a perfect trade into our this morning. It was a perfect trade in. I'll draw that just for purposes of talking right here. I didn't trade it. I wasn't up in time, but it was an ideal setup right there. So with this supply setup, price comes back into that very nicely, into a very strong area of support right there at 303 1/4 resistance, and takes a nice little trade out of that. So those are very common in the mornings. So within that 6 and 8 time frame, you usually get a really good chance to make a point pretty easily. But I just don't like getting up that early, quite honest. And there's plenty other opportunities during the day, but it's a fairly easy point. So and Paul has been very good at getting that because he's at work pretty early in the mornings, and so he's actually sitting there watching on his computer, so it usually makes for a pretty easy point. So anyway, so there we go. So now we're up to date. Everybody's up to date, and we're kind of here. We are watching everything, just being patient with a little bit of price. Got some zones drawn up, so if you're just joining us, appreciate that very much. We got 3 big zones you can see from the hourly time frame, which is the orange zones I have on my chart, and then you see the blue ones. Those are the current 5-minute zones we have that are somewhat triggered, but kind of watching them still because they're still in play. So we'll kind of watch price around those, watching volume, price action, and support and resistance, supply and demand, and some order flow. Okay, so kind of watch through all that, and we'll just kind of be patient and give us an opportunity here. So Soto, are you still going to be in this? Are you still trying to get into this trade, or are you out of it at this point?
No, let me tell you, unfortunately, I can't be in it because if you look at the volume, it's increased dramatically.
There you go. Good job. Yes. Good
job.
I was hoping you saw that, so nice job.
Oh, and that's the first thing I see, bro.
All right. So I'm going to remove that. I'm going to remove that. And there is a little bit of delay on guys, just so you understand from what you're seeing on the live stream chart there. There is about a 30-second probably delay as far as my chart goes. My voice is real time, I believe, but my chart, the actions that are happening on my chart are a little delayed. So just so you're aware of that. That's the reason I try to talk through real time here and what we're coming up on trades, because they'll always be a little bit about 30 seconds behind on the actual live stream chart. But just so you're aware of that. I don't know. I don't know how to fix that, to be quite honest. But what I can do is talk.
There's a way.
Huh?
Yeah. I don't know if there is a way.
Yeah, I'm not sure because my internet is phenomenal. I got really good internet, and it's extreme. It's probably the best you can get in this area, and so I don't think it's not an internet issue. I think it's just the software technology delay. You know.
There's too many programs, I think, and that time to transfer it out. We have a little hidden zone here. I can't trade out of it right now because of the volume, but we have a little hidden zone at 9:10. Is that the right time? 9:15?
The little guy?
Yeah. Is that
9:15? Yeah, that's 9:15. Okay, yeah.
I don't know what the heck is going on with this time thing now. I'm going to have to close my restart it, but
yeah, you might want to since we're in between a trade, why don't you go ahead and shut it down and restart it real quick?
Yeah, let me do that real quick here.
Since we're not in any kind of trades this morning right now.
It's like 4 trades.
He's referring to this 9:15, this little tiny hidden zone right here. It starts at 3,000 and a half and goes to 3,001. So it's a 2-tick zone. So he's talking about, and it's rejecting out of that, as you can see, just a little bit, you know, but whether it's going to give us the real one or not, I don't know, because it's kind of a zone inside of a zone, because at 9:10 you have another zone there, a hidden supply, so it's going to reject out of somewhere in there, but it maybe come on down to the bottom here a little bit, but I'm not going to trade it. It's just not my favorite. Everything's a little too tight right there for me, so I'm not going to trade that, even though it might reject out of there pretty nicely, and would suspect it will at some point into this zone at 9.10. I think it's going to reject out of that, but I got better opportunities elsewhere, so no reason to chase a trade or push a trade here, or force a trade. Okay?
All right. I restarted, still doing it wrong, so anyways, well, I don't know. I don't know why. That's right.
Might have to purge your data feed, and I'll show you how to do that a little bit later here.
Yeah. All right, so we broke through that, and we have the other zone. I think we already called it out earlier at the 7:45.
Yeah, we're in that 9.10 zone right now. I hadn't broke the top of it yet, so there's a 9.10 right there. So we got to watch that, but it hadn't broke the top of that yet. But yeah, but the zone to trade out of would definitely be, if price wants to get up there, to be in that 7.55. There's a potential trade out of that for sure if it wants to push through this little zone here, which it just did. It just pushed through it, and volume's decreasing, so that's always a good sign. So we got price coming into this area, so let's kind of take a look at some order flow and possibly what a price would be in this area to trade out of. I'd have a area of trade right at 303 to 3 1/4. I think 303, 3 1/4 is a good spot. 303 is possibly a good spot to short. We got 4 minutes to the open, so I wouldn't be opposed to still taking a trade out of here. But I could have an order here at 303 1/4 to 303 even. So kind of watch that here for a second and see if it wants to give us a chance. Volume's slightly increasing, so I'm going to stay out of the trade now. Volume's slightly increasing, so I'm going to go ahead and stay out of it. It might give us our rejection still, and that's okay, but I'm going to stay out of it just for the volume increasing. So
and I guess to clarify, it's typically we expect price to increase, but I think you're saying it's increasing a little too early in the trade instead of like later in the time, correct?
Yeah, when price comes into that zone, I want price to be even or below, but knowing that it's going to push out of that zone, so I expect it to increase, at some point in time. This is actually not that bad of a deal, even with volume increasing. It pushed into our 303 1/4 right there.
I'm sitting at 5, by the way.
You're sitting at where? At half?
Yeah, 3.5.
Yeah. I mean, there's rejects. There's sellers right there at 303 1/4 from back in our zone. So I'm not opposed to it. I just don't like volume pushing. It's like it's going to this early, this close to the open. We're only 2 minutes out, really 2.5 minutes out from the open. So I'd like that to stretch a little bit more, somewhere to a higher zone right at the open before I would take that. But could definitely be a potential short here, but I'm just not on it at this point. I'm just not on it. So.
No, your rejection there.
Yeah, so far, but we'll see if it wants to reject out of that at the open here. I mean, we do have negative news, so it might reject out of here and make a pretty good trade to the short side because of the retail traders coming in with negative news, pushing the price down. So we just don't know. That's the thing. I don't like to be. I mean, you never know. That's the whole thing. You never know exactly what price is going to do, but you can have some pretty good idea. But when it just comes to the open and with news out, I'm just not going to risk my trades because we have 1 point stops. So I'm just not going to risk something stupid happening, getting caught in something that I know better to get caught into. Okay, and if it takes off from here and shoots down 60 points, then so be it. I'm not worried about it. So, well, like I said, 303 1/4 is a good spot. 303 even was a good spot for a little quick short. It was just too close to the open for me. So we got just under a minute left before the open.
I removed my trade.
Oh, poor guy.
Oh,
man, you sound like you lost your best friend.
Dude, he's over the ocean, probably already in a rack somewhere. Dude, search and rescue for days.
We hope we have
I
some.
texted him last night. I was like, hey, buddy, hey, have a safe flight, buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
He was like, thank you, man. I wanted to be like, please give me your flight info, just in case I hear some news, I can rule out or confirm. But I didn't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. All right, mark it open. mark it open. Mark it open. So let's watch this.
I swear, if this goes to where I would have been, gosh.
Where would you have been at a half?
No, yeah, I moved it to 3.75. Then I removed it. Yeah, I had to go up there because we're so close and volume was increasing so good.
Yeah.
But it looks like you're right. Right at 3.25, bouncing pretty good.
Yeah, but I think it's going to go higher still.
Yeah.
So
but like you said, it's not worth it. It can easily break through, flip the sound later. So
yeah. I just don't like the open. Even though it's rejecting right there where we said it was going to, I just don't like it. Around the open, man. No reason to take unnecessary risk. Trading's hard enough without just add stupidity into it, you know. And I can tend to do that pretty easy. So, want to have fun here, be positive about everything, and just make good trades and. But have fun doing it. Have a sense of humor and have fun and understand that it's not the end all be all, right? No matter win or lose, it's all part of it, man. This is the long game, as our friend Alan says, and trading's all about the long game. So
I would have been in the trade. I would have got the point.
You know.
So your reason for not trading early in the morning when you can get an easy point is because you don't want to get up. My reasoning is that that's during the time I do my 5K warm up prior to doing my marathon. So I'm out, unfortunately, out running.
You're out running at your 5K at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, well, that's usually when I get done with my 5K warm up to do my little marathon. Yeah.
You do a marathon every day?
Yeah. Don't you?
No, I sure don't, man. I think I do one marathon about one every, 46 years?
Yeah, 46. Right.
And I've yet to do that one, so got a pretty good record going with that. So I'm just going to hold off. I'm not going to blemish that.
Look, the only marathon I've ever done has been watching The Office, the show. And actually, I broke the record. I did back-to-back marathons and that, okay?
Oh, man, back-to-backs. Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
All right, we do have a hidden zone here that price is pushing right now. I just didn't have it marked up. I'll mark it up, but I won't trade out of it just because it's after the fact and it's already penetrated this zone a little bit, but it hasn't pushed through it. Kind of overlaps our other zone, so I just drew that up, but I'm not going to trade out of it. Volume is way too high, which we know is going to happen at the open, so we know that. Not a big deal. But a lot of resistance right through there, so we might definitely get some rejection out of that. I'm not sure, but I'm not gonna trade that just yet. Definitely gonna get some rejection. What I need to do is mark up this hidden zone at right here at 910 that we were talking about earlier. See if that can be flipped here. Let's see if we can get a bounce out of that potentially, actually to the long side, and it become demand at this point. So let's watch that and see what that possibility is right here. Let's see here. Let me kind of pull up some order flow and look at that area. Definitely be some potential right here at 1 1/4 to the long side if price wants to play with us here and give us an opportunity. Definitely could be that. It also could come down here to back down to 3,075. So it's rejecting nicely out of that zone that I just drew, but again, I drew it when I recognized that price was already in it. I hadn't rejected out of it at this point as much as it has, so I won't trade out of it just for the fact that it's after the fact. I don't do that. I want people to really understand that we draw these zones ahead of time, and price usually most of the time respects the zones we draw out before price ever gets there, and those are the trades we'll look to take out of. But this supply zone I drew here at off this hidden zone here at 625, price rejected out of it, but I won't take that trade just for that fact. Just my thing. I think it was a good trade to the short side. I just missed it as far as pointing it out prior to, so I won't come in after the fact and say, oh yeah, this was the trade. I made this trade here and that, and I don't do that. When I make a trade on my chart here, you see it because you'll see my orders and my exits, my entries and my exits. You'll see those drawn up on the chart there, or plotted on the chart. The markers will be there, so you will know whether I really took the trade or I didn't. So I don't sit there and say I could have got into that or could not have gotten into that. So so price came back down to that. Price came back down to that 3,000 and three quarter we just talked about, but I missed the trade there. Why are you laughing at my voice, man? It's amazing how my voice goes out. Huh?
Yeah. No, it's funny. Yeah, we had some good rejection there out of the 9:15 candle, like you said. For those who didn't hear it, he said 9:15 candle. Rejection. Why am I so mean to you, bro?
I don't know why you're so mean, man.
Because you're so nice.
But yeah, guys, I promise you, I don't smoke. I've not smoked a cigarette in my whole life. But it sounds like
this guy, the only thing he does is not good is probably eat a lot of ice cream. Besides that,
what's not good about that, man? That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't eat that much ice cream. I tried.
Surprise is actually showing some support here. It's gonna here. We'll see if it wants to do it or not. If it wants to push and go through our zone down here, that's the ultimate trade I'm waiting on. To be quite honest.
Yep.
I'm gonna go long. Yeah, I'm gonna go on my way down to this. I'm waiting for this 820 to happen if I'm gonna go long. So I'm waiting for it to come down here. Even though we draw zones in these areas that are being respected and bouncing out of, that doesn't mean we take every one of these trades. Okay, obviously it was a good trade there, but you know, I said ahead of time a good spot would have been in to get into 3,000 three quarter. There's some buyers there, but I didn't get into it. So but just because we call them out and we draw them ahead of time doesn't mean we're always going to get into them. I'd rather go a little bit more conservative this morning and kind of get into this trade down here in our zone down here at the bottom at 820 because it's inside the hourly zone. It's already been respected multiple times. And there's a hidden zone on the 5 minute inside that hourly zone there. So I'm going to wait for that. I think there's a little bit extra support there, and we can get our bounce a little bit easier as long as the tools line up with price, action, volume. Support and resistance, supply and demand is already there. So we've got those two knocked out of the way. So I like to wait for price, action, and volume. And if price wants to get down there for us, then I'll look for a trade down there. But we got a lot going on in this little sideways market we're pushing right now. A lot of sideways action on the 5 minute chart from about 5:30 on this morning. So we're kind of just either to get to the bottom of that and push out of it or break through it one way or the other. So just kind of be patient, even though we got lots of zones drawn up here, not really trading out of them. Okay. So please, if you guys have any questions, please throw them in there, throw them in the chat. Let us know you're here. Really do appreciate you guys checking us out, man. And like I say just about every time, you know, we're not professional YouTubers, so we're trying to figure this out. We're new to this, but we do trade and very good at being a professional trader, if you want to call us that. But we trade for a living, so I guess that's what we are. But not a professional YouTuber. So we're still trying to figure out how to make this whole live stream flow and make it fun for everybody and entertaining and educational, and at the same time making some points and showing that it can be done. And keeping things simple is the way I go and the way I roll, and I like it. And I just think it's easier way to trade. So we don't clutter the chart with a lot of different indicators. So we use a lot of just the price, action, volume, support, and resistance, and we use some tools to kind of help support those. But other than that, you know, I can see a lot of oscillators or stochastics and MACDs, or RSIs, or any Bollinger Bands. You're not gonna see any of that kind of stuff on our charts this morning. So we might throw an occasional fib. We do use market profile, so we do throw some of that on there every once in a while, and we might throw some fib on there every once in a while. Thanks to Alan, he's our resident fib expert. He's kind of the guy he does a lot of fib trading, and he does very well at that. He's been doing it for 27 years, so very knowledgeable about those fibs. So we'll kind of, when he says he's got one pulled up, we'll at times tend to pull that up and kind of see how it coincides with some of our zones, and it just acts as confluence. Then a lot of confidence in that trade at that point, So we'll just kind of do a few of those things here and there, but that's it, guys. So we keep everything very simple, and because simple works, man. Simple works. We trade off the fundamentals of the market. We don't add extra things that don't need to be there, because as we all know, the market goes up, down, or sideways, right? And there has to be buyers and sellers to make that happen. So price action, volume, support and resistance, supply and demand, and order flow all have to happen for the market to move. So why not just become very, very good at those? And that's what we try to do here. And we have 1 point stops. So our entries have to be very precise and calculated, because we do carry that 1 point stop. We do not adjust it ever. If we get into a trade and we don't like it, we can either manage the trade by getting out early, or we take our 1 point and stop and just deal with it and wait for the next opportunity. But we don't adjust our stops, because we don't want to be wrong. You're going to be wrong. Accept it. It's part of the game. But to be a successful trader, how quick can you be wrong? That's kind of the issue is how quick are you willing to be wrong, I guess you could say. And we're quick within 4 ticks. So it's a lot easier to recover a 4 tick loss than a 20 tick loss, because you don't want to be wrong. So that's kind of what the game plan is here. It's very simple. So thanks for joining us. I sure do appreciate it, guys. And let us know you're here, and introduce yourself, because we want this to be a fun place and an easy place to come and kind of learn. There's no stupid questions here by any means. It doesn't matter if you've been trading for 30 seconds or 30 years. We all bring something different to the table, and can bring value to the chat. So please don't be afraid to do so. So really do appreciate you guys being here and checking it out. But we're new here. We've only been going now for 39 days. And at the end of at about 11 o'clock is when we end the live stream usually. We'll update the spreadsheet on the 1 point a day challenge, and that's been going on now. Today will be the 39th day. So you'll see the results there by trying to make 1 point and a day, and what that can do for you. And we'll go from there. So just hang with us. If you got to go, understand that. No worries, man. I just appreciate y'all just checking us out, and, putting your head inside the door here and peeking. And I sure appreciate it. And I know Soto does as well. But we're missing our third team member today, and he's on he has a regular job still, and he's overseas in China.
He has a regular job.
What are you laughing at, man?
Yeah, he's the only one that works here, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, hopefully that's not going to be too much longer. But,
No.
but he's on his way to China this morning, dealing with manufacturers. So,
we got a question from Thomas Skinner here.
Go ahead, man. You answer that, Soto.
Yeah, what time do you guys start the live stream? We start at 9. Sorry, I had to think of the time. 9 a.m. Eastern time. 8 o'clock Central. Sorry.
What is it on Mountain Time?
I was thinking about that. But yeah, so we start at 9 o'clock Eastern, and we trade from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern. And sometimes we'll go a little over, just depending if we got something coming up that we've been kind of waiting for. But most of the time we finish right on time, just because that's when we see the market kind of dropped out a little, and then we got things to do, like go to the gym and work out, whatever.
Yeah,
So,
man, no, absolutely.
yeah, you do.
That's
So,
the good thing,
and
man. And
that is a good thing. You get to have a life. You get to go play golf.
yeah,
Hang out with your kids when they're not in school.
absolutely.
So
Love every minute of that.
that's a lot of fun time. Like today, I got a text this morning from my sister-in-law, and she said, "Hey, let's FaceTime today." And I said, "Anytime after 10:30, my time, 11:30 Eastern, just to be safe." So that's kind of cool. I get to FaceTime my little nephew.
Nice, good for you, man.
Yeah, we get to FaceTime. It's a lot of fun. So just not during this important vital time that nothing comes between me and training. So he's cool. He's not that cool. Let's just be honest. I'm kidding. He's gonna be like the future best trader ever. Like in about a year when he turns 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm already working on a children's book on understanding candles, price action.
I mean, you joke about that, but that's actually something that should be done. With our education system today, that's a joke that it is. It's actually teach them how to really make some money in the market.
Yeah. Well, I really was thinking about doing it, by the way.
I think that would be awesome, to be quite honest. I think you should do that.
Yeah.
I think the more our kids can be educated outside of our school education system, the better. But that's a whole nother topic. We won't even get going on that.
Yeah, I don't want to get you going on that.
Yeah, you don't want to get me going on that. I'm not very impressed with our education system. But anyway, so yeah, Thomas, I hope that answered your question, man. With a little bit extra along with that. But yeah, we trade from 9 Eastern to 11 Eastern and maybe 11:30, like you said. But yep, so that's it. So we're on Central Time, so it's 8 o'clock for us, and but that's it. So yeah, yeah, he said, all right, cool. But yeah, I appreciate you being here, man. Let me just ask you a question, if you don't mind, if you can be bold and tell me, what do you mind? Let me know kind of what your trading experience is. You've been trading for 2 days, or you've been trading for 20 years, or just getting started, or what? I'm trading along with you guys in the background. Awesome. Cool. So yeah.
All right, so we got this area broken here. It finally broke through our the candle that hit it. So we had a 625, I think. So
I'm gonna clean my chart up a little bit here.
Yeah. And so we're in a big, by the way, and I know you don't have it.
Awesome. 10 years. That's cool, Thomas, man. Awesome. I appreciate that, man. 10 years. That's awesome. So the guy's got some knowledge, which is cool.
Yeah, he does. We're in a big 1 hour supply zone. So 11 years now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you say you're in a big supply zone here on an hourly?
Yeah, an hour chart, we're in a 1 hour supply zone. So
why didn't you tell me that earlier, man?
I thought I did, but
I don't think you did.
Probably,
I think you were talking about something else. Let me take a look at it.
But it's huge. It's huge. It comes from what I think it comes from 2 all the way to 10. So give or take a couple of ticks.
2 to 10. I don't know what's that mean. Are we driving here, or what? I mean, what do you mean 2 to 10?
The price 3,002 to 3010. Yeah. What are we driving? You would know that answer.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you're saying, dude. 2 to 10. I mean.
Yeah.
I think it's actually 12 and 2, but I don't know. Or no, it's not 12 and 2. 10 and 2.
I don't know. 10 and 2. I'm going to be honest with you.
It's 10 and 2. So where are you pulling that from? The hourly? Where are you?
The hour. Let me. I got to switch.
What day have you gone? What day have you gone back to for that?
Let me look here.
It's like September 24th. Has got to be.
Yeah, it's been a while. Let's see.
There's actually. I'm gonna go ahead and draw that up. There's actually a couple zones there. There's a
it's
zone right there.
December 24th / 22nd. Kind of depends. Let me see here. 24th. You're right. It looks like it's at.
It's kind of a couple area right there at.
I got the 8 o'clock.
Dang.
And again, that could be off because of my price. So let me see. I got the 9 o'clock candle there. but I think you could easily reduce it and use the 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, so that's kind of a big area, right? From the because there's hidden zones in there to the upside too, at the to 10, like you said. So it's a matter of.
So yeah, it's a wide zone, but like I said, that could give us an idea, what's going on here.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we'll go back down to 5 minute now. Zoom back in. You can see price is definitely pushing into that big zone. So now we need to find out where our trades would be into that on a 5 minute here. Have you found any opportunity on 5 minute there yet?
I have not. The only one that I have is the current one there. So no, I have nothing else here right now.
Okay, so we'll just need to watch volume here and watch price action. We know we're inside. We know we're inside a zone. We busted above the highs. Low volume here, so that could probably tell us, just from a pure price action standpoint, we're probably looking at rejection somewhere around in this area. That we're facing volume dropping in low. We're in a I know the upper half of that is actually a tighter hidden zone there at 675 is actually a tighter beginning of a tighter zone in the 1 hour. So that was probably what it's rejecting out of. I think I might have missed it. Yeah, it's rejecting out of 306.75 zone, which was the zone inside the zone on the hourly time frame. So that's what it went up to and rejected out of here back all the way back on the September 24th. So it's respecting that.
Yeah, you're talking about the 950?
Yeah, probably.
Yep, I just got that. Yeah. What day is that? That's from September 24th.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm drawing that up right now. I don't know if we missed it or not. But let me draw that up.
The bottom of it was 06 3/4, so it's in that zone right now.
And we got another one. Look at the 920 candle there. September 24th.
Yeah, you just have to tell me because I'm back on the 5 minute chart for everybody.
Yeah, let me draw the price starts at
what time? Where's that zone start?
8.5.
8.5.
Yeah, 8.5 to 9.5. That's the zone.
That's the zone. Okay, so that's the one we're gonna watch right here. Then 8.5, right there to 9.5. You said.
Yep. And if you want, we can just put it all the way to the top to 9.75. It was triggered already on September 24th, but I think it's going to hold. I think it's going to be a strong zone there.
Yeah, volume's decreasing into that price. I like price action moving right now into that area, so we'll continue to watch that. But if volume decreases out of that, we'll definitely look to trade out of that zone most likely, because it's a strong zone in the hourly time frame, inside of another hourly time frame supply zone. So that tells you, there's definitely resistance in that area, and we want to watch that for sure. Kind of watch order flow, kind of watch price action, volume, all that good stuff, and kind of see if price is going to give us an opportunity. I like the rejection wicks that we're seeing. I would just love. We got some big sellers that came in right here at 307, 7 1/4. We had big sellers come in there. So we'll kind of watch that, and we're not going to take a trade until it gets up into this zone, upper zone up here. At this point, going to watch that. We're going to see if we can kind of push a little bit higher on less volume, get a little bit weaker, and then let some big sellers come in this zone here, and then really reinforce and push down from there. That's kind of what we want to happen here. So the market's just a big auction process, guys. Just don't know if you've ever heard that before, but it's just a big auction process, meaning that there's certain times of this, certain prices in this market that we have a lot of sellers in that are willing to sell and push back down, and then we have a lot of prices that buyers are willing to buy to push to go long. So, and it happens throughout the day all over the place. So it is an auction process. We just try to be in the best areas we feel like there's a strong stand. In this area, we feel like there might be a strong stand in this area up here to the top there from sellers. based on previous time frames and the money sitting there on an order flow standpoint. We figure around this 308 and a quarter, what have you, there's going to be some bigger sellers come into this area, 308 and a half, somewhere around in there. So we'll kind of watch that. So that's kind of what we're doing here. I feel that this zone can be flipped now to the zone I have drawn here on my chart, the long blue one here that you see. Started at 625 this morning. It's been resistance for a while. It's been pushed through now with the close, the 950 candle closing out of that zone. I feel like I can flip this zone now, okay, to an opportunity to the long side. And I would look to take a long trade here if it comes back into this area about 304. I would look to take a trade there to the long side. So I would feel very good about that being an area of demand, buyers. So I would just flipping the zones, what I'd call it, I guess. Just simple as that. It's just self-explanatory. I'm flipping the zone that was a supply zone, and now I expect it was resistance, was just supply, and I expect it now to become support and demand since it's been pushed through and closed above. If price wants to get up to our areas here where we're looking to trade, we can give it some fuel to get up to there, or it can reject out of there nicely. Either way, we're just kind of watching it. Good morning, Flash. Glad to see you here this morning. Hope you're well. All right, guys. So just looking, we're kind of in between areas right here, looking for our first trade of the day.
Just to let you know, I'm sitting at 9 flat to go short.
9 flat to go short. Okay. All right. So you can kind of be on the one tick into this area, or a couple ticks in. Yeah. Why did you choose 9 flat? Go ahead and tell me why you chose 9 flat.
Oh man, that's the old trick. It's just I think it just gives me enough wiggle room in case it goes to the very top.
Okay, for your 1 point stop to hold.
Yeah, right. For 1 point stop. Yeah.
I have no problem with that. No problem with that at all.
But if you look at the price, it's looking really good. It might even go easily. You can go down to.
Yeah, you could easily go up to the front of this thing here, possibly.
Yeah, 8.5, 8.25, really.
Price is getting. This is the price action part we're talking about, guys. You can see prices slowing down, right? I mean, it's easy to see that volume's decreasing, bodies are getting smaller. It's getting a little more wicky in this area, so that means sellers are pushing down and rejecting right here. We still got a little battle for buyers trying to push longer, and so it's a rejection. It's a battleground right now. So we want to see price slow down into our area, which it's doing, but we want it to kind of see it stretch a little bit now into our area of rejection, and then we'll pull the trigger if it's looking good. But right now, volume's decreasing. Okay, price action is looking good. Bodies are getting thinner, and rejection wicks are showing up. Right. Volume's decreasing, support and resistance, we know it's there. A lot of areas of resistance and support going on in here. We got an hourly area of supply and demand, which also has support and resistance on the inside of that. So order flow says a lot of sellers in this area pushing. So everything's lining up right here, guys. I like a long trade here as well, right here at this green line at 304 even. There's buyers there. In a area that used to be supply, it's now hopefully becomes support. There's a lot of, if you can kind of see through my blue line, there's a lot of area of resistance right through here that has been broken, and is going to come for support potentially here. I'll draw a big circle around that so you can see that on my chart. And again, sorry for my delay on the chart. It's about 30-second delay. You'll see me drawing this thing here any second on your chart. But there's a lot of area that was resistance has been broken. And I look for that to become support at this point in time, potentially. Because we would think price is going to get up into this zone up in here in 308 to the 310 area. So it just needs some little help to do that. And that's kind of the concept here. So this green line I have on my chart, there's some big buyers right there. So at 304 even. And it's kind of right in the middle of all that support. So I will definitely look to take a trade in that off of that. I'll go ahead and put an order in actually for a long order. Pending. Knowing that I'm willing to pull it at any second if things kind of get out of whack here. But I'm willing take or to risk my 1 point there, and that's what you got to make sure you understand before you take a trade. Are you willing to risk the loss? Are you willing to risk the 4 tick loss? And if you are, then hey, then you be confident in that trade, and then go for it, you know. But if you're not, then don't put the trade on. It's very simple. So I mean, and that's one thing you're going to find. If you're having to buck and convince yourself to take a trade, it's probably not a good trade, right? It just needs to point out to you and say, man, this has got to be a good trade here, and I'm willing. If it doesn't want to obey what I see, then that's okay. But I took the trade based on really good reasonings, and that's kind of how I feel in this little long trade. If it wants to come back to 304, I feel strong that it's a good trade. And if it pushes through me, then I'm okay with that. You know, a few days ago, I lost 3 trades in a row, and I was in really good areas, but I just happened to miss it by 1 tick, so my entry was off by 4 ticks, you know, because I got stopped out at 1 tick, and it would go my way every time. So all 3 of those trades, and I'm okay with that, you know. I just told me that, hey, Brian, you're off a little bit this morning, so you need to stop trading, which was what I did. I stopped after 3 trades, and I think we still had about an hour left in the day, but I didn't trade it, you know. I just stayed in the group, and we talked through trades, and you just have to be disciplined to do that. But
BK, you're saying you're going at 4 flat?
Yeah, I'd be looking for a long trade here at 4 flat. Yeah,
Okay.
and to kind of, since we flipped that zone there,
Yep.
it might come and get me, but it might bounce and go on from here. I don't know, but I'm at 4 flat, and I'm comfortable at 4 flat. So we'll see. It could definitely bounce here and just go on up, and that's okay. Not worried about it. But I like 4 flat.
You talking about 4.5?
I think anywhere in there is okay for sure. I'm just a little more conservative on it right now. I like 4 flat even. There's big buyers there at 4 flat. So it might not even get to that point. It's bouncing off of this. It's bouncing off the top of that zone right now. So it might go on and leave us, but then again it could come back down. So we're not sure.
Yeah.
And if it leaves us, that's okay. Then I'll be looking for the short trade in our zone, right?
Absolutely.
So not worried about getting left behind here. Not worried about FOMO, as they call it, you know, fear of missing out. You know, not worried about that.
That's my life.
That's your life, man. FOMO life.
Yeah, I don't like that name. I'm just gonna go with the
fear of missing out.
That's why.
Yeah. But yeah, well, so we'll see. Price wants to kind of.
For some reason, I'm sitting at 375. So for some reason, I may miss it. But
well, but you may get it, man.
I'm
hoping you get it because I needed to tick me
Yeah,
in. I need to go to 30. I need to go to 303 and a quarter, 3/4 for it to get.
I think we're going to see price. We're going to see price increase here a little bit, and I think we expect that because there's a lot of support right now. So it needs to support for that to get to us.
That's right. Yeah, it's going to have to push through that. So it's about 3.5. You know, it depends on where I'm at on the order book. You know, it could hit me at 304 even and pick me up. It just all depends on where I'm in line on the order book, and I'd probably have to believe I'm not at the front of this thing. So
Flash is at 5.
That's cool. He's scaling in along. Okay, so he's doing a little bit longer. I'm at 304. It's punching me. But, all right, I'm in at 304 even. Nice. So we'll see if we can get a little bounce here for us here.
There it is.
Not worried about it if it doesn't. If it wants to go longer, and that's okay too. But did that just put you in?
Not yet. No, it touched me. Unfortunately, it didn't pick me up.
Okay. All right. So Flash is in at 305. He's scaling long. Okay. So he's excuse me. He likes the long look here too. So that's good. So we'll see if we can get our little bounce here and get us a quick point, which would be great.
You're about to get it right here, buddy.
Well, I'm liking it. I needed to.
Get in there quick.
Yeah, I needed to kind of reject a little faster than this. I was hoping it would bounce a little bit quicker than what it's doing, but we'll watch it and give it a few minutes here. I still like where I'm at. I mean, a lot of support there. You know, a lot of support. I would just like it to push.
There it is. You got it?
Not yet. It hadn't taken me out.
Okay.
It's just bumping me. It's not taking me. I needed to go 5 ticks here.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm watching it.
Yeah. So it's bumped my profit target twice. Now the third time right there. I needed to go 1 more tick.
And come on.
It's not giving it to me yet.
It's coming.
Yeah. I bumped it 3 to 4 times there, so I got to start being a little cautious there and saying, okay, Let me look at some order flow here and see if we're getting sellers right there for whatever reason.
Here it is. Come on.
Yeah, we got a lot of sellers right there.
Right there.
A little bit high. We got a VPOC right there, which I don't like. Right at 3.5. We got a VPOC. We got sellers. So not liking this very well at the moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and be a little anxious, and I'm gonna go ahead and move this into one ticket profit here at a quarter.
Stop
And
filled.
it came back and got me. That's okay. You know, I didn't like it. I figured it might go on at this point, and that's okay. But I just didn't like all the sellers coming in there on order flow. So I'll wash that. So I got one tick. You can see on my entry at 304, I got ticked out at 304.25. So one tick here. This is right here is going to happen. It's going to go. This is where it's going to go long on there right here. Watch this.
But that's okay. You did something that I think we have to understand, and I kind of struggle with this. Is understanding if we don't get a quick point, it becomes more of a 50-50, right? And well, there you would have had it, but
that's all right.
It was a 50-50 play where it could have easily come back and taken you out. So at least you left with something instead of nothing.
Yeah, and the main reason I did it because I saw sellers on the order flow.
Yeah.
They've now moved a little bit higher up in the sell. They've moved up to 306. So, you know, I could have, but that's after the fact. You know, we have to trade real time. You know, that's the bottom line. We have to trade in real time. So, real time they were pushing against me at 304 to the downside. So, I needed 304.25 to get my point. So for me, it was a good decision to go ahead and move out of that. I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm not worried about it. Okay. So we do scalp here, just in case you're wondering. We do scalp here. We look for 1 points, and like I said, sometimes we might not get that, but a good area of support there. Very good area of support. It's looking nice now for sure. But that's, you know, it could also have just crushed us down too. So we got to look at that. You know, don't just look at what is now. We got to look at what was going on. So at least that's how I trade. All right, Flash, you're holding in there nicely. Hopefully that's good. 305, making some money now. That's good. That's good. Good. Very good. All right. All right. He says he'll hold it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I like it. Flash holds for more points at a time, which is cool, which is awesome. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to come in here and just trade the way we trade. You can come in here just to be around with other traders, because if you're used to trading by yourself, it can kind of be boring, and it's usually not a good thing when you trade by yourself for most people, because they tend to overtrade. But when you got come into a community of people kind of looking at the same things and trading together, whether you do the exact same method or not, just being in the same area, same group of guys talking and having other people look at the charts as well does something for your trading abilities, I think. So there's a couple people in here who hold definitely longer than what we hold. We go for 1 point on our first position, and then we trail with in one ticket profit, and then we manually trail that. Soto trades a little bit larger account, so he has 3 exits. So he takes about 3/4 off at the first, and he goes for 2 points for a second, and then his third he trails. So, so that's kind of what he does there. So a little bit different. We all do a little bit different, but as long as we're looking at the same concepts and same things, that's that always helps everybody. So all good.
Yeah, I made a lot of money this last week or two, so I was kind of like in a honeymoon phase where I didn't care if I took some high-risk trades and lost, because, you know, I was playing with house money in my mind. So yesterday I ended up losing a little more than I wanted to, so today I'm kind of back to there's no point of giving it back, right?
Right, yeah.
Yep. So, but I'm sitting on solid numbers. I like it.
Well, good, yeah, awesome.
I almost yesterday I ended up in the loss. It wasn't for the last trade, so that was good.
That is good. It's always nice to be in a profit every day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Day, I should say.
Yeah.
That's how you're gonna.
So we bounced off this little hidden zone there at 9.
Yeah.
155.
Yeah. This little zone right here. Yeah.
Alright.
Bounced off of that to the short side.
Short. Yep.
Pushing back in our area.
Yeah. Do you see any buyers in our
Yeah. Let me see here. We got any buy? I mean, we still
I'm looking at
we got buyers at 304.5 here.
3?
That's actually VPOC of 304.5 is actually not a bad spot to go back in this trade if you want.
You said 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5. I mean, there's a lot of buyers, and there's a VPOC right there of the 1005 candles VPOC at 304.5. And there's buyers at 304.5. Oh, 4.5, I should say. So take a second bite of the apple here. You could if you wanted to at 304.5 would have been a place to do it.
Alright.
But I've missed it, so not messing with it.
It got pretty cold last night.
You got a little chilly, did you?
Dude, I had to wake up. I had to put some scrubs on. I'm like,
You know, as thick as those scrubs are, I'm sure they kept you warm.
Well, that's the only thing I had. So I'm like putting scrubs on at 3 in the morning. I put a long sleeve shirt on. And I had to go get my blanket because I don't use my blanket typically. I had to go get the blanket. It's pretty intense last night, dude. I didn't think I was gonna make it overnight. The only thing that kept me going is knowing I had to go trade in the morning.
Yeah.
Mitch was gonna beat, so I couldn't leave you alone.
There you go. Man. I'm glad you made it through the night, Soto.
Thanks,
bro.
man. Well, I love the cold, but man, when you're underprepared, dude, it's a different story.
I agree with that.
I couldn't feel my feet. I was like, what's going on?
Alright, price is moving pretty slow this morning.
Yeah.
You've not taken a trade yet, have you?
I have not.
Yeah, so and we tracked Soto and Mitchell's trades for the 1 point a day challenge. So right now we're sitting on Neil. But that's all right. We don't have to trade every day.
No, just every. Any buyers at 375?
Oh, let's see. Hey, no, there's a lot of 300. Like I said, 4.5 buyers, but there's some big sellers in there as well. So nothing going in. Nothing. No big. There's buyers at there's buyers at 3.75. Yeah. But
yeah, that's where I'm at. It just touched me, but it didn't pick me up again.
There's definitely buyers there.
I'm gonna go deeper.
There's a lot of there's a lot of sellers up there at 3 now coming in at 304 at 4.5 as well. So
yeah, I'm deep.
There's still, like I said, there's still a ton of buyers there at 304 even. So there's a lot of buyers in this area, obviously, which we expect because of all the support there. But it's just, they're just not overwhelmingly coming in full force yet. So there's a lot of sellers coming in as well, but still a lot of buyers that they're kind of absorbing everything at the moment. The buyers are kind of absorbing the sellers. But we need some fresh buyers coming in to kind of push this price along if we're going to go long from here. Volume's decreasing, which is good. Steadily decreasing. That's always good. Into an area of support. That's very good. So.
Yeah. Again, it just touched me, but it didn't pick me up. So.
That area 304 that we have drawn up there is definitely an area of battle. So. You got touched and didn't get picked up again. You said, right?
Correct.
Yeah. That's all right. That's part of it. Man. No worries.
I feel like I'm on the self-checkout line. You know how you're trying to scan something, but it doesn't work? That's what I'm doing. Like, what's going on? And then everybody's looking at you because you're skinning the wrong thing. Because I'm the right skin bar. Like, oh, okay, my bad, guys.
Yeah.
Nobody tells you what the scale is. So I had to weigh some bananas the other day, and I'm using like totally something that it wasn't even the scale. The lady was like, "Yeah, so you gotta put it on the scale, which is here." I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah." See, I didn't get training on this at the employees retreat, so I'm sorry. I'm kidding, by the way. That was all a joke.
Was it all a joke?
I would never do the self-checkout.
Well, why would you not?
Have you used those things?
I sure do.
Oh my gosh. Put the machine, put the groceries back in, put the item on the scale. I'm like, okay, let's take it easy, Chief.
Well, if you do it right, you don't have all those problems, see?
Well, again, I didn't get training. Did you take training on this? Did you go to...
You didn't go to school for that?
The camera. No, I didn't.
That's about what it's worth nowadays.
Plus, I believe in giving Americans jobs, like cashiers.
I like that too. But when there's 3 cashiers at 600 people, you're like, I'm done with this, man. I'm walking over here.
Yeah. Oh, the worst is Costco, man. There's like always so many people there. 300 people. One cashier. And the worst is when everybody else is around you is like super prepared. They got boxes and stuff and bags, and you're like, crap, I got 3,000 things and I didn't bring anything. So,
yeah, well, let me go. I just drew a fib on here for Alan's sake, and that 50% fib is right at 303 and right at 303.34, so that's the bounce you're seeing right there. Pretty nice, which coincided with our zone, so that's a nice bounce out of that with that little fib I've got drawn there. So Alan would be proud, I think, of that. So,
BK,
yes.
I got this trade here.
To the short side?
To the short, yes. Is that bad?
Well, no. I mean, what were you taking a trade for?
7.75. I can't talk.
Yeah, nice job, Flash. Yeah, good job at taking off a couple there. Nice. At 307 even. Why'd you get in at out of curiosity? Why'd you do that?
Well, I got my point already, but unfortunately I messed up. I meant to put it in at 80.5.
Oh.
And I did a hiccup.
So you got lucky, man. Good.
I got lucky. Which is paying off because it's trailing 1.75. Even when I make a mistake, it comes out to be perfection. That's how good I am.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Yeah, so I just got my second trend, my second order out at 2 points. So I got my first set of points at 1 point.
Nice.
Nice. Yes, it was. Hate to admit it, even Little Soda makes mistakes.
Yeah.
But
that was
yeah,
a good mistake right there.
Yeah, 82 contracts at 1 point, 5 contracts at 2 points. I'm trailing 3 contracts now.
Nice.
But yeah, that was dude, it scared the crap out of me. You were talking, I was like, oh my gosh, and because I was going to go right around 8.25, 850, and like I said, I did a little bump, and unfortunately I got it. And the worst thing is, it was already. I jumped into the price, and it already had been above that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that scared the crap out of me real quick. But thankfully it bounced off real quick, so because I was going to close it. But it's paid off. So
nice. So Flash said he got in. He took half at 307, which is awesome. He said he got out half of his position out because of the selling pressure. Yeah, I agree. I agree for that, Flash. Nice job there, man. Managing your trade there. Good job. Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah. Nice. And I happened to jump in right at the resistance, right at the top.
Right at the top there.
So, that's all right. Mitchell would hate it. It's like, oh, you screwed up and you still get a point.
Yeah, he wouldn't like that. Oh,
Classic Mitchell.
yeah, he's got a little love-hate relationship going on there.
Yeah, it's so funny. The funny thing, we were talking the other day. He said he's probably listening to us now, by the way. But he's like, point made at 7.
Good job. So
7.
Paul went in at 7.
Okay, nice. Good job, Paul.
Why did you go in at 7, Paul, if you let me ask, please? Tell me why you went in at 7, please. Hopefully it's for the reason I'm thinking, but I'd like you to tell me.
Are you talking about because of the hidden zone at
Yes, yeah. But what you and Mitchell what?
Oh, Mitchell was like, that's the day he had this two losses or something. He's like, dude, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm like, you do know what you're doing. He was so serious. He's like, dude, I don't even know what's going on anymore. Like, what do you mean? You're doing fine.
Yeah, he's just, yeah.
It's funny. Well, I'm hoping this goes down 40, 50 points. That'd be sweet.
Oh, yeah. You still in position, are you? You two?
Oh, yeah, I got 3 positions open.
3
Yeah, 3 contracts, sorry. 3 contracts open, but it may take us out here because I do think it's going to come back up and reach around our upper zone that we're talking about.
Yeah, because we're in a zone right here at 1010 too. There's a zone there, so it's kind of in that zone right there.
Yeah.
Bouncing out of that.
Yeah. Very interesting. We got a lot of little hidden zones here.
Yeah, a lot of little zones there right now that are causing some congestion. So you got in at 307? Okay. Alright. So yeah, we're bouncing out of this hidden zone right here at 1010. We're bouncing back out of that.
Yeah.
So, definitely looking for trades now up in our area up top to the short side.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a tick out here.
There's 7.5. Okay.
I may close it if it goes down a little bit more.
Yeah.
I may just close it if I'm going to take out right here. The new thing's going to go up. Yeah, it just took me out anyways. Alright, I'm going to put a trade in here.
Make sure you make sure you take a snapshot of that first winner too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We can do that on the recap.
Yep.
Because people understand that it's not. We're just not saying, "Oh, we won today or lost today." We're not. I mean, you either won or you lost, and we're going to prove it with your chart. So.
Yep. Thank you. Yep. I'm doing it right now. I forgot to do that. All right. And boom. There it is. Let me see if we can get a better picture here. Yep. That's a pretty good picture.
All right.
I can do this too right here.
All right. I wish I could open this mic up for everybody that's here, just to kind of let everybody talk. But the problem is you'd have so many people talking over each other, it'd be bad. But I'd like to hear everybody else talk too. I mean, but unfortunately I can't do that. I don't think it will. First off, I had a hard enough time just getting you guys on, and then
Yeah.
I wish they'd have it to where everybody could actually chime in and talk, kind of like you do when you have the go to webinars or you know, when you have these meetings to where you can turn everybody's mics on or off. But unfortunately, we can't integrate that into the live stream, or I've already done that. But I think it'd be cool to hear everybody talk, but kind of introduce themselves, kind of give their 2 cents worth, you know, and
Yeah, we might be able to do if people are interested. Is the people that we have come here more often. If they want to join us, for one session, like one day we can have person A, and another day we can have person B join us. So just kind of hear them for the day. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I think with this technology, the issues we're having, I think is it'll be rough. So this last song there, the 925 candle, respected it right to the dot of the 955 candle. So that's kind of cool. So you see that?
Yeah.
So now that's kind of triggered. So we expected, and I would think they will eventually at one point come a little higher into our zone before they head north. Before they head south. So let's see if that happens.
Yeah, we're just they're going sideways right here, you know, so I don't want to get caught up in the sideways stuff.
Yeah.
So I made my trade up today at it, and then I'm going to wait for it to kind of get up into another area of opportunity and zone-wise before I take another trade at it. Did you ever look into Discord anymore?
No. Let me see here. I saw that. Did they kind of work with OBS? Because I saw something on Discord on OBS yesterday. So I thought that was interesting.
I'm sure you can do something with that, but I'd like to.
Yeah, I gotta check
Discord to see, because according to what's his name? I forgot his name, but he's not been here in the last few days. But hey, he was saying Discord, we could at least have everybody could join the Discord group, you know, for the trading channel, and then they could actually post their chart, take a snapshot of their chart and stuff like that, and put it into the chat, and everybody could look at it and pull it up via a link, I think is what he was saying. So I think that would be cool, you know, to have everybody, because I like interaction, man. I like to hear other people and talk to other people, and it makes the chat go by, it makes the time go by sooner and quicker. There he is. Ha! There he is, my man Origin there. He's the one who's telling me about it. Yeah, so we're still trying to figure out the Discord thing, man. So, because I know you're the one who mentioned that we could possibly do that and post charts and things like that into that group. I've got a Discord channel already set up. I've actually had that set up for a couple months when I was trying to figure out how to get this live stream to work to bring on Soto and Mitchell. So I know I've got a room set up there, whatever they're called. But haven't had a chance to really kind of get into it any deeper as far as for people on the chat here. So Origin, you might be able to throw us out a quick explanation of how to do that, since you know how to do that. It sounds like I would appreciate that, man. All right, so we're back into this zone here. I don't know that I'm going to read. It's kind of one of those things, man. We're back into the zone for the third time, right? So I don't like taking trades back into the third time, even though there's 304.5 still. Got a lot of buyers in there, you know, but I'm just not comfortable taking third moves back into zones. So even though it can bounce, volume's low, you know, so technically it could bounce. I'm just not one to do that. It's a lower probability.
I think if you trade, I think you got to go under the 3.75, so below that.
You can go at 304, right here you can go. That's sitting at a lot of buyers, but again, I'm probably not going to do it. I don't like the heaviness of that candle. It just feels heavy to me. So, and there's a lot of sellers throughout that candle. There are some buyers coming in right here, but still more sellers than there are buyers. So you can potentially go lower here if you want to really trade here. Well, there's a big push. That's why we don't do it right there.
Yeah,
That's a perfect example in real time why that we don't take them third entries into that, man. It's just that candle was feeling heavy. You know, it just looked heavy. It was feeling heavy, so just didn't like it. Bouncing
Dude,
nice.
You know where I was sitting at? I was sitting at 3 flat.
Oh, were you? 3 flat?
Yeah, but I removed it. Yeah, I removed it. Which I would have, gotten lucky again and got my point, but I don't like those flashes. But yeah, I agree with you. It looked heavy, so I removed the trade. And again, if it flashed in, and I would have been in the trade and got my point right there. But just another lucky trade. It would have been easy to have gone another 5 points down, right? So
yeah.
Like it's happened every time I lost. It's freaking flash. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's respecting that, or still respecting that zone that we drew up earlier. It's right. It went right to the bottom of that zone at that we had drawn up at 755. It bounced off the very bottom of that zone. Yeah. So it's still respecting the zones that we had drawn up. It's just so it's just not. Don't like third entries into zones. And if you've been around if you've been around during any of the last 39 days, you know we talk about that. The first and second entries are the best. Third entries are dangerous. They could possibly still work out. Like it would have worked out here, nice. But I don't. The higher probability is not the third entry. The higher probability of good trade is the first entry into a zone is always the highest probability. Being successful, the second entry is still pretty strong at a lower price than the first one. But the third, just not a very high probability of it working out. Even when everything lines up, it's just not. And even on that third probability, that third entry, you have to go deep into the zone, which this would have been the case. You would have gone at the very bottom, even one tick from the bottom, and you would have got it. But that's not something that's going to work out over the long term. So, not stressing out by any means that I missed that trade there. Not stressing out about it because it's not the trade that I want to get in on. So, just being patient here, guys. A lot of sideways action, so just being patient, waiting.
You already taken one trade today, yeah?
Yeah, I took one and managed it. Got out early. Took one tick profit.
Right.
Remember that one? Right
That's
there
right,
on my
yeah.
green line. It was perfect.
Yeah.
It ended up being a perfect trade, but it just wasn't reacting as quick as I wanted it to out of that. So I just closed it up pretty quick with one tick of profit.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it when it bounces against your profit target 3, 4, 5, 6 times. It can't push through it. I just don't like that, and that's what happened in that particular trade. I got into 4 ticks of profit 5 or 6 times, and just would never push through it. So I went ahead and locked in the one tick, and it came back and got me. But a couple candles later, it went on to make the point, which was cool. But I want to see it happen fairly quickly. So yeah, I just don't like retests. But anyway, so anybody else holding positions? Flash, you still in the position here? You holding? Or did you exit out all your positions? I know you were scaling back in at 05. You took out at 07 for half your positions. So I'd be interested to see, are you still holding that? That'd be cool.
All right. Just so you know, I'm downloading Discord.
Okay, cool. Huh?
I'm downloading Discord.
Okay. Yeah. I've got it, man. Dude, I'm telling you, you're already in because you joined my group. So you've already got a Discord handle and all that, man. Dang, dude.
Yeah, but I had to, I don't know if you remember, I had to do some stuff on my computer, so I probably, if I had it at one point, I don't have it anymore.
I'm going to go ahead and log in here on my Discord since you're making things so difficult.
No, I'm just letting you know that, remember, I had to do some stuff on my computer. I'm all out.
Yeah, he's all out. Yeah.
Okay. I had to do some settings on my computer. That's why I had issues yesterday with the video. I had to delete a couple of programs from my computer. So,
gotcha.
So anyways.
So let me see if I can remember my login here.
Let me try. It says here. Let's see. Okay.
Wrong email. Okay.
I hate when you're right.
I'm sure you do, man. It happens a lot.
It says welcome back.
All right, I'm logging into my Discord here. All right. So,
Oh, wait a second. You're locking location detected.
all right, so yeah, there it is. I see old Soto there.
Yep.
I got Titan Futures. I say Origin Code says right click on your Discord channel room and it should give you an option to share the link. Okay, so let me do that here. Right chord. Invite people. Is that it? To my server, that's what it is. Hidden use copy. Alright, copied.
So we got some good movement in here. Bounced off that our other area.
Oh crap, man. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, it's bouncing off the 7:45 candle. It looks like he just broke that.
Okay.
Sorry, I know you're doing something else. I'm also doing it, but I was looking at the prize. So this may be the turn, right? We already got out of our 1 hour supply zone. So it looks like unless we go back in real quick and get it, this may be the turn for the day.
Maybe, yeah.
And the cool thing is, I'm out of the trade, but I got in at the very top of it at the 775 price. But
you're still in it, or you? No, you're
no,
not.
No, I was out. I was out. It would have been really cool if I was still in.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're coming into a little bit of resistance from old zones right here. Got some old zones, at 7, at 9:10 and 9:15. There's old zones there. It's bouncing out of. But I'm not going to draw those on the chart anymore. I took those off already, but it's still respecting that. But I'll still be looking for trade down here in this zone that I have on this hourly time frame with our blue hidden zone inside this area. I'll still be looking at trade right here at 97 and probably a half area.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
So I'm still going to hold that. I'm still going to keep that here because I like it, and I'm still going to keep that. So. 97 and a half, I would look to make a trade out of that. So let me go ahead and draw a line up there for 97.
Yes, so people know, we had the zone that we drew at 9:10 or 9:15 that we had called out and bounced off that. But again, it was just a little higher risk trade since it's been already traded multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, and this is we had that zone drawn earlier, and we took it off. I mean, because it already traded out of that, right? A couple times, so we went ahead and took it off, and it's bouncing out of it now, but not going to chase that. So all right, so Origin Code said right click on your Discord channel room. It should give you an option to share invite link. Paste that link under your YouTube video, and you guys are all set. I'll say, are you talking about the YouTube video as far as the into this chat here, or are you talking about on the description under the channel? If you don't mind me asking, you'll have the line stream and the channel for sharing. Okay. The channel for sharing. The Discord channel, you'd be able to share your chart in. Is that what you're saying, Origin? So I've copied the link here.
I feel with his name code, I bet he's like a pro coder.
That would be awesome if he is.
He is. He's talking to two people that are just proud to be able to turn the computer on.
He's probably frustrated and he's flipping idiots, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man, but we're definitely challenged. I know how to work the Ninja Trader platform,
I see
but that's
you,
it.
by the way. I see you on.
You see me on
On
Discord?
the code here. Yeah, Discord.
Yeah. So I've got the
yeah, I told you we back in August, or the 19th of August.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well, let me just let me paste the code here into the chat for today, and just kind of see how it works, and then I'll see if I can see you guys in there, and then I'll post it under the description if as well if this works here in the chat. So I got you. Cool. So that's the Discord link right there to get into the server for the Titan Futures server there that I've got on Discord. So if you want to check that out, that'd be cool. I guess if you click on it, I guess it'll either give me a notice that you're wanting to get in, or it might just get you on in. I'm not sure. So Origin's having to walk us through this whole process. So okay, so somebody Docio.
I clicked on it, but it took me to this room, and it says no text channels. You find yourself in a strange place. You don't have access to any text channels, or there are none in this server.
Okay. Well, some people are coming in, so I don't know. Somebody's typing, so we'll see here. Also, all right, sweet. So Origin's in. Nice. Okay. Well, you're the one that's challenged there, Soto. Well, you're already in it, man.
I don't see anybody though. I mean, I see you, but I don't see.
Awesome. Glad to be here, Docio. Yeah. Awesome. Sweet, man. Cool. Oh, thanks, Origin. So this is cool. So yeah, man. So I'll post that into the on the description of the channel, so it'll be there from here on out as well. Very cool. So now I got to figure out. So Origin kind of explained to me then in this channel here, then on the Discord, you could actually post links to your charts. Is that how that would work? And we can look at them here on Discord as well, or on the live stream, or what? Or I can bring them into the live stream, or how does that work?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we're still just kicking around that zone that we had drawn earlier. So it's just still respecting it. But I'm looking. I'm not going to trade out of this. I mean, we're pure sideways action still, so I'm not trading it yet. Yeah, cool. So he is a coder. Nice. Well, that's cool. So anyway, we're kind of sitting in some sideways action. So I'm still waiting on price to kind of get down in this bottom zone to try to make a long move out of it. And so I'll be patient here. We got about 20 minutes left of the live stream. You know, price is slow, going sideways. I know we got some FOMC members speaking this afternoon, so that could be something that people are waiting on. It's not real sure, but it's okay. We'll trade what we're given, and had some good opportunities already, and so we'll just be patient here. So hang on, guys. Let's just never get nothing. What? Soto, never going to give Soto up, never going to let Soto down. All right, Soto, don't understand what that means, but all right.
No, I didn't write that. I just read that myself. No, what does that mean?
I don't know, man.
Today at 9:42. Did you write that?
No, man, I didn't write that.
Oh, it must be just random, because look at the top, it says a wild goose of gems appeared. So I think it's just the code.
Oh.
It's just the program doing some random stuff, but they obviously know that I never give up.
They must know you already, Soto.
They already know me too well.
Yeah.
This is AI.
Yeah, it's all AI working right here. All right, so cool. So I appreciate that, Origin. I'll put that link onto the description. So we'll kind of get back into trading. So here we can actually the zone kind of be flipped again, right, to a possible supply now. If we're looking for it to push down, you know, that zone that we have that's pushed through here could actually be supply now. So let's look and see if we got any sellers at that point. Yeah, of course we do. We got some opportunities. We could definitely sell at 303 even here. A lot of sellers right there. Volume low.
I'm gonna jump in here.
Yeah, that's right there at 303 even. We got one at 303 and a half. So I might go into 303 and a quarter to the short side here. See if I can get this. See if I can get a
Order
little
pending.
move to I'm in at 303 and a quarter. See if we can get a little move to the downside. But it might not get me. I mean, I'm not a big fan of that move, to be honest with you. But
Okay. We got 33 seconds. Yeah.
Don't like that. I don't like where price is at right now. I might move it up a little bit higher. I'll go 303 and a 303. 303 and a 303. I might need to go 303 and a half here.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. 3.5.
Yeah, 303 and a half. That's where I'm sitting to go take a quick short here at 303 and a half if it wants to give it to us. See if we can get her.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm just really hovering around all this price action right here. A lot of buying and selling area. It just becomes support and resistance, support and resistance. So it's to be a little bit cautious about, but yeah, it's going to push out of that. 303 and a quarter looks like where it was at there.
Yep. That's right.
Yep, okay. So I'd like to see it push on down through here. If it pushes on a little down through this bottom right here at the 1040, then I'll be back looking at prices down here in the bottom to go long here. So we just missed it. No big deal. I'm gonna remove
Order
my trade.
canceled.
Remove my order there. We just missed it by one tick. No worries. I'll look for it to push through this area here. It's got some support to push through here, but kind of watch it. Kind of watch it. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, that's good. All right. All right. Just being patient, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging with us. I appreciate it very much. And thanks for hanging out with us. I got about 12-13 minutes left into the live stream, and we're looking for a trade to possibly get down to the bottom here for a long trade. So we're just kind of be patient and wait for that. And if it gives it to us, great. If it doesn't, then that's all right too. We'll kind of wrap it up for today. So appreciate you guys being with us and being active in the chat. I appreciate that as well. So hope everybody is well. Hope everybody's been able to make some trades this morning. I'm definitely going to add that to my channel there. I'll add that to the description. This afterwards, I'll add the Discord room. So that'd be cool. All right, we're pushing through that bottom there, so that's good. Pushing through that bottom.
There it is. Yep.
So now we'll start looking for some trades coming into this area here. All right. All right, we just pushed into that pretty good. Dang, I wouldn't. That was a big old flash. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Are you in the trade?
No, I'm not. I'm not in it. I'm waiting for my bounce. Dang, I don't like volume for that high. Dang, volume's too high for me, man. I'm not gonna do it. It could bounce. I mean, it's gonna bounce out of this area too, I think. But dang, I'm not gonna go against my my rules here because volume's spiking. Dang.
Sorry, I had to go on mute. Yeah, it bumped me. I gotta get my trade out of here. Yep, got it right on time.
All right, now volume's getting lower now, so I might look at to trade this here. Huh? I want it to get lower. I don't like it now. I would move my trade lower at this point if I'm going to trade down to. I would look to trade down at 96 3/4 down by the red line there. I'll go ahead and kind of put a trade on that spot because I don't like that double bottom there. That means it needs to come a little bit lower.
That's where, by the way, I was sitting at 97.75 when
were you?
Yeah, when it flashed down. But thankfully, well, it would have worked out. But again, I think it would have been another lucky scenario. But yeah, I had it there prior to way prior to the flash, and it flashed right to it, but I didn't get picked up.
So I'd look to consider a trade here at like I said, where my green line and red line have kind of matched up. There's a big buyer there out of that move right there. So I would look at 96.75. I would look to possibly take a trade there, but I'm going to watch, make sure volume stays low when I want it to.
Yeah, I took. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I took a trade here to go short at the 99.25.
Did you do that because of the resistance?
Yeah, so I flipped. I know you don't like to flip the zone too early, but I flipped the zone and then using the resistance there at the bottom of the 920 candle.
Did you flip that 840 zone? Is that the zone you flipped?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that.
All right.
I like to get a little bit more movement to the downside, but.
Yeah, and I agree with you. We got some people posting here on the Discord. I posted the first point I made, and then we got a message from the other guys here. So, let's see here. All right, I just got my point, and I'm trailing. So, and I'm with you. I think a great trade because we got not only the 1 hour candle, but also the 5 minute candles that you used for confluence. Right at 97.25. Well, I guess I'm about to get my second point here.
I'm gonna go here at
Order
96. Okay.
What's that? Did you get it?
No. I'm sorry. I'm still in this trade.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I would have traded at around 97 to go long. So I'm making it out. If this goes back down, I'm going to close it on my trade, my position, because I think it's going to bounce off, right?
Okay.
So I don't think it's going to keep going down. So let me lock in some more points, and then I will close everything out and hopefully take a trade long here. But here's what the trigger screen looks like to offer a different perspective from other traders.
Yeah, I know there's they're posting in Discord right now. I'll look at that in a few minutes. I'm just watching this trade right here.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Keep
I'm
my
going to do
eye
the
on
same.
this here first.
Yep. It's bouncing off my my second exit. That takes me out. Once it takes me out, I'm going to close. Yeah, you just got me. So I got the 2 points there. I'm just going to lock the rest in.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Awesome.
And, I mean, just close out of this here. Close. Okay, I'm out. I'm 100% out.
Yeah. Okay.
So, because I think it's going to go long, right? So let me just lock those in. Let me take a screenshot of that. So this is cool because this allows us to take a quick screenshot and share it with everybody.
Discord, yeah. You can show all your screens. That's good.
And that's what the gentleman here is doing. I'm not going to try to.
That's Origin. I think that's Origin Code. I think that's his name.
Origin Code, yeah. I'm just going to code 1.
Code 1. There you go. Yeah.
And that's a compliment because I love Code 1. That's like the best code.
Is it the best one?
It is the best.
Awesome. No, that's cool. Yeah, very cool.
So let's see. And because of my, we're using my account as an example for our channel. I want to be as transparent as possible. So I'm also I send you an email, by the way, BK, on my first trade, but also on my balance, so they can see that the number of contracts I traded, and that I won or lost. They can see that.
Right.
That's up to you if you want to post that. I don't have a problem doing it, but I think.
Well, I just don't want people to get confused because you're up to like 80-something contracts, and what I don't want people to get confused about is you're taking trades throughout the whole day. Through the night. You've had some big swing trades where you doubled your account on our method of swing trading. We have a swing trading method as well that we teach, and he doubled his account last couple of days doing that, and so I don't want that to confuse. So I probably won't show. I probably won't do that for the fact that we're trading 1 point a day for your account. And what I'm using though for that is your first trade of the day. Even though you're trading 80-something contracts, I'm only doing one.
I don't want to correct you, but it's 90 contracts. But
excuse me, it's 90 contracts. But excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, very cool. All right, it's bouncing out of here. I'm gonna have to move this. I'm gonna remove my trade now since I've double bottomed here because I don't see it's gonna one tick below me and then bounce again. So I'm gonna go ahead and the trade was at 72.5 or a quarter. It looks like we had a lot of big buyers coming in right there. It bounced off of previous support or resistance there that became support. So I'm going to go ahead and kill my trade because if it breaks that double bottom, it's going to go lower than 1 or 2 ticks, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and kill my trade, okay?
Order canceled.
All right, move my trade there. So it's bouncing out of that zone nicely again. It just didn't get to where my conservative entry was at. It just didn't get there, and that's okay. So that's probably towards the end of the day here. I'm going to step away just 1 second, and I'll be right back. And then and I'll start looking at some Discord stuff. So hold on a minute.
Hey, Code, I'm looking at your postings here on Discord. I may have to look at this after we get done trading just because, like I said, I'm fairly new at trading. So I still, if it's not my traditional chart that I use, like the 2 last postings you use, I can read those pretty good. I'm not familiar with the first post you put there, so I'm going to study that a little better. In the second post there, it looks like an Excel sheet. I'm going to have to look at that a little better. But that's cool. But that's something I just have to study here when we get done with the trading here. So it looks like we've got a good bounce off our 1 hour supply. So we went into our 1 hour demand zone. We got a good bounce out of that area. We got a double bottom. And it looks like it's to be going long here. It bounced off our 5-minute candle that I had there starting at the very top. It started at 97.25. That goes to 97.25 to 96.75. It's a 5-minute candle that I have, and it went to the very top of that zone. So a lot of good rejection there. And when you look at the chart that I placed on Discord, when I go short, my entry is yellow and my exit is blue. And when I go long, my entry is yellow and my exit is blue. But you'll be able to see I entered at 29.99.25, and I got my first point out at 98 and a quarter. I got my 2 points locked in at 97 and a quarter, and then my third exit was at 98 flat. So I was able to get minimum of a point, 2 points. Majority of my exit was at 1 point, and then the rest were 2 points, and then at a point and a quarter. Oh, we got a good flash here back, down. So let's see what this does here. Volume is decreasing. I think we're going to have volume increase in this candle here, and it's going down to our. I have another zone that starts at, it's an hour zone, it starts at 87.75 through 85 and a quarter. So it broke our 1 hour demand zone, and let's see if it went past it, so let's see if it goes through it or it's just going to reject out of it, which it did at 92.5, 92.
Which is a zone at 520.
520, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Bouncing out of that pretty hard.
Yeah, very good bounce there. And that's your typical traditional supply and demand zone right there. So that's not a hidden zone. That's your traditional supply and demand zone.
Yep.
But it broke our 1 hour, and I have another 1 hour down there, and I don't think it's going to get to it. But if it does, it's the 87.75 to about 85 and a quarter.
All right. I got a 1 hour at 91 to 89 and a quarter.
Okay.
So that's from yesterday. 1 hour from yesterday. or it might have been this morning. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, it's a hidden zone this morning. Actually, at 1 o'clock this morning, it's a hidden zone on the 1 hour. And it happens to be that orange line, and that is actually the VPOC of the volume profile from yesterday. So it lines up with that 1 hour hidden zone there. So that's the reason that was drawn up early. But so light flash said I'm long at 29.98. Okay, I think that was probably earlier. Then he's going to hold for a break above 3. All right. So hopefully you had a good stop in there, a good reasonable stop loss there, and if you didn't take a profit out of that, maybe it at least saved you with a good stop. Because the one thing about that zone there, guys, is that zone's been there for a couple days now, so it's been triggered and re-triggered and triggered and re-triggered 5 or 6 times. It held for us nicely this morning for a little bounce trade out of it again, but that's one that's been used multiple times. Okay, so just so you know.
You're talking about the 1 hour?
Yeah, the one I had on my chart here with the red line.
Yeah,
that's been used multiple times because it's from yesterday. I think early on yesterday, but it had been used multiple times again this morning. You know, and I think it's probably going to act as still probably be used a little bit, but had to be careful out of there. All right, we're at 11:03, man. Let's go ahead and start updating everything. You say you've already sent me your.
I did. I sent the email, the first one, and then on the Discord I posted my second trade. But yeah.
Okay. All right, but you sent me the first one. Okay, that's what I needed to see. Ease. I've lost
When
it.
What we lose?
I've lost the spreadsheet here in my drive somewhere. Where's it at? Share it with me on my drive recent. Yeah, come on, don't be doing that to me here. No, that ain't it. Where'd that be going
You got it?
here? Not yet. That video you sent me just replaced it for some reason. I don't know how to find the.
Let me look here.
Yeah, see
In
if you
the
can find
drive.
that real quick. Yeah, in the drive. See if you can find that. That's not good. I didn't erase it. I know I didn't.
Yeah,
Delete it.
the charts that you're talking about the thing I did, the Excel sheets.
Yeah. You still have them?
No, I'm looking right now. I'm on the drive. I just got in.
Yeah.
I see our video.
Yeah, I see our video too, but I don't see our drive. I mean, I don't see our Excel sheets. Oh crap.
No, I don't see it either.
Well, where would it go? I mean, it had to. Why would I didn't get rid of anything? I know, so it's here somewhere.
Hold on. No, it's not in the trash either. Let's see. So it's not in the trash. Started, recent. Okay, start, share with me. I don't see it either. Is this the same one we had? Was it on this one or was it on the different one? No, I guess yeah, this is the only one you have access to.
Yeah,
so
that's
it
the only
would've
one
been
I have
this one.
access to. I mean, the video you sent me, I'm hoping it didn't replace that since you sent me that spreadsheet earlier.
Yeah, I don't.
Surely it
Yeah,
wouldn't
it
have
doesn't
done
make
that.
sense how it would have placed. No.
Oh, I'm gonna be really upset if that's what happened here. But I don't know why that would have done that. It's gotta be hiding somewhere.
Let's see. No, I don't see it there. Crap. I don't see it anywhere.
I didn't delete it. I know I didn't delete it.
Yeah. Well, even if you did, it would have been in the trash.
Yeah.
Or if anybody did, it would have been in the trash. So. Hello, welcome.
What's that?
No, sorry, I'm thinking. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense because
Box
I
it
had
out. Okay, yeah. Got your stop. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, guys. Just trying to find our spreadsheet here on our drive. I don't know what's happened to it. So I like to update that every day.
I don't see it. I might have to make another one.
Well, I don't understand where it would have gone to. That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's got to be in here because, like you said, it's not in the trash.
Yeah.
It's not a trash folder. I didn't delete it. We just added another document from you, that video.
Yep.
So that's the only thing that's changed is we've added that video from you, but that wouldn't delete
No.
the other one. They were just added to it, right?
Yeah.
Dang it! I need that to update the channel this morning.
Dang. Do you remember how much we had in it?
It was 18 and
Some change.
1868 or something like that.
Oh, I can always look back at the other video and see where we left off.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. It doesn't make sense. It makes sense here.
yeah, I'm gonna have to find it. But gosh dang, guys, I'm not gonna keep you here while we're trying to find this thing. But I hate to say it, but we'll break like this. But hopefully we'll find this spreadsheet. But we did make another point today, so that's good. Soto made his first point. Let me at least pull that out. Let me at least go to my email and find that where you sent me that, so people can see that you did make the point this morning. Let me find that before I get rid of here. Alright guys, so I'm going to pull on Soto's chart here. You'll see on the screen here his first position, or his first trade was entered in here at 307.75, and he got his target to the short side at 306.75. So he got his first position there. So that's the 1 point we take for the 1 point a day challenge for the win. That's it. So that we'd be updating the spreadsheet to a positive, another winner here. Dang, and unfortunately, I don't know where it's at. That'd put us into $1,900 and some change from the $1,000 we started with at 1 point a day 39 days ago. It'd be over $900 in profit. So at a minimum, you can see his chart where he made his point. We'll find this. We will find the spreadsheet here and update it, or we might have to rebuild one based on the old videos. Because we can rebuild it off yesterday's video if we have to. We can rebuild it and create it exactly like it was until yesterday, and then add the point today, so we can fix it. I just don't want to do that. I want to find the other one. But anyway, so that's it, guys. That's the day. So I really appreciate y'all being here today, and thanks for all the interaction. And Origin, thanks for helping us set up the Discord. I'll put that in the description from here on out, so anybody can check out the Discord channel there. So join that if you want to. Please come on in. Let us know you're in the Discord. If you don't have a Discord, create a Discord. It's free to do that. Create a name there and jump into our server there by following the link, and then we can continue to add you in there and talk about some things. So we can post charts and things like that in there. So like I said, looks like Origin's already done a couple discard charts in there, which is good. So same way with Soto and Docio. Glad you're here, man. Glad you jumped in. Appreciate that. But yeah, again, thanks, Origin. I sure do appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and I think LJ, thank you for, usually he's always in here, and then Thomas Skinner. I don't know if he's always.
Yeah, man. Thomas, thanks for checking in.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Yep, absolutely. And then Paul, of course, is always here. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to call that for the day. Good job, Soto, making the point this morning. Boy, to be patient. Nice job. I got one big tick this morning, but that's all right. But other than that, guys, let's do it again tomorrow. We'll finish off the week tomorrow with a positive day, hopefully, and have a good one. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. Well, have a safe night, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
You've been listening and watching the Titan Futures 1 Point a Day Challenge. Live stream. Remember, we're live daily, 9 to 11, and BK, Soto, and Mitchell are here to help. The Titan Futures 1 Day Point a Day Challenge, where anyone can learn how to day trade the futures market. Till next time.